Hello folks and welcome to Top Table Gaming. I'm Lee from Tabletop Magpie and I'm here today to unbox this fantastic Combined Army Next Wave Action Pack for Infinity from Corvus Belli. Now, just a heads up, I've gone through and I've cut through the plastic on all the boxes that have been sent for this. So I've got the action pack here. We've got a Juggernaut Armoured Assault Brigade multi-HMG. Now this is the Combined Army version of a tag. Well, this particular sub-faction's version of a tag, I believe, which is just basically a massive robot dinosaur into that, and also a pre-order exclusive Glyph Warcall. So we're going to go through these, see what we get in the box, and just basically just have a look at the sort of stuff you can expect when you crack this bad boy open. So before I start, obviously massive thanks to Corvus Belli for sending this out and giving me the opportunity to get early access to this. It's also, interestingly, the first thing I've received that's been embargoed ahead of the embargo dates. That's actually quite exciting. So yeah, here we go. Let's go. You may, if you've seen any of the Infinity videos, well, the unboxing that I made for Operation Sandtrap, you'll know that that was supposed to have been the start of a series of content across my channel and across Top Table Gaming for Infinity, but just struggled with time really. Myself and Rick are both really quite busy. Obviously, we've got family lives as well, and we're just trying to get our calendars aligned. However, he is interested in picking up some Infinity. I've got both the factions from Sandtrap painted up here and diving back into it with a fresh start, fresh new faction here. So I'm probably going to take these ones. But yeah, there we go. So as you can expect, always good packaging, robust, secure packaging from Corvus Belli. We've got our bases here. If you aren't aware, if this is the first time you're just interested in Infinity stuff and you don't know too much about it, the bases are really quite cool because the front arc is marked out in relief on the base, so you can paint that up if you like. So you've got your dead center and then your 180 degrees marked out there on the base for you, and they have magnet holes on the bottom. Excuse the gloves. I don't really need them for this because they're not like, you know, super delicate or anything, but it's autumn here now and my hands are a bit dry and crispy, and I don't think you want to be seeing that in close up. You can see these are heat sealed, so I'm just going to snip open the bits and bobs. The content around Infinity is going to be split between here and my channel, Tabletop Magpie. So go and give me a follow or a subscribe over there, just to make sure you keep on top of everything that I'm up to. So this is something you can expect from Infinity. Bits, lots of bits. What I would suggest if you are new to Infinity is wash your metal models in warm soapy water with an old soft toothbrush. I didn't have the greatest time building the Operation Sandtrap miniatures, and I hadn't washed them. Normally, generally you don't need to with metal, but I think it's always it's just the best bet really. That way you wash off any release agent from the mold, and hopefully your super glue will stick a little bit better. What you can expect from Infinity is absolutely amazing detail. Yeah, this looks really good. But we can see here, this character's got like almost like high heels, I think, there, or something similar. So I think I might struggle a little bit with that, gluing that together. But you know what? Loads of detail, absolutely fantastic. There's nothing that says you have to build your miniatures really quickly straight away. Take a deep breath, take your time, away you go. So the idea is, just going back to how things are going to space out, unboxings today, build videos in a couple of days, then maybe some painting progress. You're more likely to see a lot of shorts and updates over on my channel. Over here, we're hoping to be doing the bat reps and whatnot, so we'll see how that works out. I'm going to get to this last, the dinosaur with freaking laser swords on his head and tail, because this is the plastic resin that they use. So I'm looking forward to really getting a good look at that stuff. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly what's what with this yet. As of this unboxing, which is Friday the 10th of October, this is embargoed until Monday, so you should be watching this on Monday the 13th or afterwards. So I've not got an army list or anything. I think there are some leaked images online about what's what and who's who, but I've not managed to get a really good look at that yet. But yeah, again, so, you know, there's lots of bits, but I mean, you just, the detail in these, I know the way modeling and casting tech has come on, you know, I understand, you know, resin's really good because it's light and you get really crisp and results and everything, but I'm a bit old school, me. I just like a metal model. I'm catching up and painting some my outstanding Pano troops for my various Pano factions and what have you, and whoops, yeah, just the reassuring weight you have when you've got a metal model is just yeah, it's pretty good. Right, I dropped a little bit there. Where did that go? I'll find that in a mo. Don't need to worry too much about that. Put that there, put that there, move this. Now, something else that's actually I've noticed here that's quite interesting is normally from Corvus Belli you get a little like raffle ticket saying who QC'd it and what part it is. So if you've lost anything, you've got a code to get in touch with them and say, oh, it's this model and this is missing. That seems to be missing from this, but you know, is what it is. It doesn't look like anything's missing. This is a bit more like it, just 2 arms, a body, and a backpack. That'll do for me and my old eyes. So I'm going to stop backing these up because it's slowing things down. Let's put that there. Yep. See, there's just a good bit of chunk to it. Obviously, they're not heavy by any means, but there is just that. I just like the reassuring heft of metal models when they're on your painting handle or even just in your hands. Like, it's just, yeah, a bit old school, bit stuck in my ways, really. Oh, off that. Never mind. So you can see there's quite a lot of flash and everything on there. So before I start putting these all together, obviously I'm going to give them a nice warm bath in soapy water, a good scrub down, a good rinse, clip everything off that needs to be clipped off, file down anything that needs to be filed down, and if necessary, pin any parts. I've had to pin I'll show you this super quick. So this here kept falling off on this Banshee. So I've had to pin on there. You can see there's a bit of damage going on, but I'm going to go in, fix that. I'm also going to fix the paint job because I think it's not quite how I want it. It's a bit too dark, and my other Pano are much lighter. Using a rust grey. Yeah, I use rust grey for those, so I'm going to go through and update that. But yeah, so anything that gets stuck with here, if there's enough space for it, then it's probably going to get pinned, so don't need to worry too much about that. Whoa, that's a pretty cool sword. So mild bit of bending there. Bending metals back, it's best not to try and just waggle it because you're going to create a stress point and a weak point. I find if you need to bend anything metal, gripping it like this and like squeezing and doing the whole thing rather than just trying to bend the point that needs correcting in place, because you just cause more stress on that particular part, and then eventually it just pings off. As my buddy Justin can attest, because he bought my Fisherman's Guild Ball guys off me, and Kraken's spear fell off because he'd been going in and out the case that often, and his spear tip fell off. Sorry about that, mate. He knew about that when he bought them, don't worry. So I really like the weapons that these guys have got. They're like just alien enough. Like there's cool little vents and whatnot at the end of it. So again, I see that then, that little dink sounded fantastic. Whoops! Don't know my own strength. So again, you can see there's quite a few bits going on. I don't know if there are actually build instructions anywhere on the Corvus Belli site. I'm definitely going to go and have to have a look at that. See if there is. Otherwise, I mean, generally speaking, they tend to go together all right. You know, they have shaped connection points like we can see there. Got that, and then there should be a corresponding bit on this guy somewhere. Yep, so you know that should just slot into that, and away we go. In an ideal world, not always the case. I had a couple of issues with, like I say, some of the Sandtrap models where that didn't quite work out as I'd hoped it would. But you know, Super Glue Activator is an absolute miracle product. So for building metal models, I would recommend that. And as with anything, you know, you just got to go through and you just got to check your fittings before you glue anything. Before you commit to gluing anything down, just make sure it fits. Give yourself a dry fit, and away you go. And lastly, so I think this is the geezer. This is the main boy. I've completely I have done a bit of swatting up just before I did the video, just to get catch up on the background of these guys, and I've just completely blanked on it all. Bit of performance anxiety maybe, but I mean these are going to be one thing I love about Infinity is they just take a paint job so well. Like, you don't have, like, obviously you look at the studio paint jobs and they're absolutely amazing. They're absolutely out of this world. But you don't need to do that. You can get away with a base coat, a wash, and a dry brush or an edge highlight, and they look absolutely amazing. Like, straight away. Of course you can go to town and you can, you know, I mean, look at these whites. Obviously, like, this old phone's probably not doing it the best justice. But, you know, studio paint jobs are always amazing for Infinity, but you can do a great job yourself. Like, you know, get a coloured base coat spray, a neutral wash tone, like something like Targor Rage Shade, do you well for reds, blues, greens, you know, just to pick out a lot of the detail. And, oh, hello. This is interesting. Pop that out a little bit. There we go. So this is coming like a little takeaway container. Apologies, folks. Slight technical issue there, so that might have been that might be a little bit of a jump cut. I forgot to look at the little Raptor guy from the main box, so let's just have a little look at what we've got here. We'll have a little. Zoom in. Just yeah, really crisp. Looks really good, and yeah, looking forward to getting this guy glued together and getting some colours on him. Thinking about colour schemes at the moment, not quite. All right, okay, so we've got a peg there to trim off, and then we've got a square peg, square hole, and that's pretty much how that is all the way around. So hopefully that's all just going to slot together absolutely no problem. Hopefully that's just I think that's just a tag from the molding, so hopefully I've not broken a bit off there just by emptying the bag out. So we'll move this stuff out of the way. So yeah, first impressions of this, really good. Very little in the way of mold lines or anything like that. I'm a bit of a weirdo. I'm not too bothered about mold lines and things like that, generally speaking. So yeah, I'm not too fussed. Right, back to this. Right, here we go. So again, another big chunk of plastic resin. Got all our bits and bobs In here, a huge. See, there we go. So that's the raffle ticket sort of thing I was saying. So interesting that the main box hasn't got it, but never mind. Let's have a look at this. I'm not going to get all these little bits out, just because my desk is filling up quite a lot already here. But yeah, wowzers. Okay, I'm just hoping that I can do a really good paint job on that, because I don't seem to be very good at doing like natural rock and stone paint effects, but we shall see. We'll see how we get on. And then, yeah, more big bits in there. Really quite interesting that you can see these blade things here. They seem like, no, they're really, really well defined, really well shaped. They've not bent or warped in transit or anything like that, so good stuff. Put that back in there. I really like this little takeaway container. I'm wondering what I can repurpose this for, because it'd be a shame to get rid of that. I've just had a massive clear out at home as well, so I don't want to start hoarding stuff again straight away, but never mind. And then we have, yeah, this Glyph Warcore. He's got some spindly legs. I might ask somebody else to build that, because yeah, we'll see how we get on. Whoops, here we go. And again, so you can see it again, another little tag ticket. But hopefully I'm not going to need any of that stuff anyway. So he's got a very nice long jacket, some interesting little tabs here. So when I was saying before that I'm not too fussed about certain bits and bobs, I will clip obviously I'll do a good job clipping these off, and then I will file that down. I've started getting a little bit better at things like that. So yeah, we'll just have to see how that turns out. And then he has his very spindly legs. A very, very cool little staff. And his little shooter. So let's put that back in there. So guys, all in all, that's a really, really decent amount of stuff. It's the starter pack plus an expansion and this pre-order exclusive. So I'm looking forward to the points going live, so I can work out what's what. And then obviously the next step is to get these built, start doing some painting videos with them. In the meantime, really hoping that Rick and I can align our calendars so that we can start bringing some Learn to Play of Infinity, because I've played a couple of games of the old of N3, and I mean literally just like 2 intro games and that's it. So we'll both be starting from scratch, so it should actually be quite a lot of fun. Just seeing us trying to wrap our heads around this massively crunchy, extremely fun sci-fi system. Just again, another big thank you to Corvus Belli for sending this out to us. There are loads of other there's not loads of other UK-based Infinity channels, but there are some. So have a look around. There's going to be loads of probably more for the time being, lots more in-depth content from people that have been playing the system a bit longer. But do stick around with us here on Top Table Gaming, and do come and visit me on Tabletop Magpie. Like I say, you got starting from Monday, there's going to be lots of shorts going up about cleaning these, trimming them down, building them, getting them painted, and the main battle reports and whatnot. There's a very good chance that they're just mainly going to be done here on Top Table Gaming. So split across a couple of channels, but it keeps us all entertained, it keeps us all busy, doesn't it? So thank you very much for watching, folks, and hope to see you soon for the next one.